So Hugh Masekela, it's very good to have you back in London and playing at the Jazz Festival for the first time, I think. And with, what, a new band, or a very new band?
Well, it's not that new. The percussionist Francis Fuster has been with me on and off for 36 years. You know, we're old friends. We met in Africa, West Africa. Fana Zulu, the bass player, has been playing on and off with me since I came back to South Africa 20 years ago. And the other three musicians just joined over the last year. The guitar player, 22-year-old Cameron Ward, was just an amazing piece of work. Just joined us maybe about 6 months ago. Keyboard player, also from Cape Town, 30-year-old Randall Skippers, and drummer. Leroy Sauls, 24-year-old drummer, also from Cape Town. Have just brought a whole new and delicious thing to the music we're playing. And we're playing mostly many of the old songs, but of course with the flavor they brought to it. They also sing very well. And we've been playing festivals and concert halls all over Europe for the last 6 months. And it's just been a joy. I haven't felt this good, I think, since the days of the jazz epistles with Jonas Gwangwa and Abdullah Ibrahim and Kipi Mwekezi.
That was way back.
Yeah, very way back. That was, 60 years ago, 50 years ago. But, you know, when you get to where you enjoy going to rehearsals, then you know that you're living in a very joyful little place. Then they're really like amazing players on their instruments, but a fantastic ensemble feeling that we have together is. I'm having a great time.
And you're a very joyous support band as well for this tour. The Mahatela Queens are one of the great township bands from way back as well.
Yeah, no, the three ladies, I think they've been together also almost 50 years. But they're like the all-time girl troupe from the townships, you know, from way back. They just like paint the picture of the township. We've been touring on and off with them through Europe for the last 6 months too. About a month ago, we did the Rio Festival in Toulouse that was celebrating South African music, and they had all kinds of groups for a week. And we finished the week off with a tribute to the great Miriam Makeba, who is the patron saint of African music. We did all the songs that were popularized universally by her. And we had this amazing young singer, Thandiswa Mazwai, who just has the most beautiful voice. She does great traditional music from South Africa. And Zolani Mahola, who's the lead singer of like Freshly Ground, and Vusi Mahlasela, who's like one of our top all-time troubadours from South Africa, and a folk activist, and with the band that I'm with now, and the Mahatela Queens, and it was just one of the most spiritually joyous nights I've ever been involved in.
So are you collaborating with the Mahatela Queens on this tour at all or not?
No, they just usually are on the same bill with us, and they open the show, they do an a cappella set, and then we follow them.
But you have been doing a lot of very different collaborations in recent years. There was the collaboration with Jazz Jamaica, and then more recently collaboration with the LSO, the Symphony Orchestra, and with the Community Choir, and with Jason Yard. What's been the fascination of that? I mean, you're trying to expand the music in as many ways as you can.
I'm a musician. I love music. I've loved music since I was a child, and I tried to collaborate as much as I can with as many people as I can. I just did a fantastic thing with Tony Allen. Just Tony Allen, myself, and a bass. We've always wanted to play together from the time I met him when he was Fella's drummer. Yeah. And he's putting on, you know, a little bit of keyboard for the thing, but it was just spontaneous. We did it in 2 days.
So it's you playing Afrobeat?
Yeah, we're playing Afrobeat. We did some of we did some township songs. We just had a fantastic time.
So you're over 70 now, but you seem to be involved in
71.
more projects than ever before.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, when I look at the time that I have left, I said, all of a sudden I have to hurry up and do a lot of things, you know. But I've never had a greater time because when I gather all the experience I have, I also took up Tai Chi about 6 years ago, which is like really centered and focused me. And I gave up a lot of my addictive ways. And so I'm more focused than
You were drinking at one stage a bit, weren't you?
drinking, coking, smoking, you name it, all the kins, you know.
And you've given all that up completely.
Not completely, but I found out that there's a thing called enjoying life, and I think it's better to enjoy life than like let it eat you up.
Looking back to the way it all started, you started mixing African styles and jazz, back in the 50s, at a time when it seemed extraordinary, certainly from the outside, that black South Africans, even during the apartheid era, were able to find out so much about what was going on in the States, to follow all the developments in jazz, to know in detail what was happening. Was that difficult?
No, it wasn't, because we musically are very passionate people. And funnily enough, and this is not a boast, but South Africans are the only music community I know who can play any kind of music.
Jazz has always been
any
very,
kind
very
of
big
music
there.
because we've never listened to music from a categorical perspective. We've always like loved music for what it is because we grew up around so much music. You know, we grew up around migrant labor music, unbelievably original religious music, you know, both Western and like interpretations. And we created new kinds of churches, and everybody had a gramophone when I grew up, and there was no television, so there was like an unbelievable amount of like children's songs, you know, and children's games. And there was Statfords. We had amazing like choral composers. Then we had big bands and combos, and we had like because our greatest mirror was African Americans, and we matched them with our own interpretation week by week.
And when you left South Africa as an exile and moved to the States, you were able to meet all these heroes you've been studying and watching at a distance from South Africa.
Yeah, I was brought to the States by Miriam Makeba with the help of Harry Belafonte. And they were very big celebrities at the time in the States. So like, besides helping to send me to school, I was around them enough to record on some of their records and to meet the who's who of America. I mean, I even met people through Miriam and Belafonte. I met people like Marlon Brando and Sidney Poitier and Diane Carroll and Lena Horne. And then I met like the royalty of music. I mean, the first of bebop, because Miriam was very close to Dizzy Gillespie, and he had been corresponding with me and sending me the newest long-playing records and stuff. And when I arrived, he had left orders that I have to come straight down to the Jazz Gallery, you know, to listen to him. It was across. And he was playing on the same bill as Thelonious Monk, and down the street at the Fire Spot was Max Roach and Charlie Mingus. He took me there, and I just arrived that morning, and after that I said, man, I gotta go, I'm tired, you know. I just flew all the way from London. He said, no, you can't go to sleep, man. Train is waiting for you, you know. And called Train was at the Half Note. In those days, like if Dizzy was playing at Birdland and musicians were off at the bar, you know, the bar would be lined up with like Errol Garner, Cannonball, Miles, Clark Terry, Donald Byrd, all the trumpet players. And, you know, it was like the golden age of music. And Dizzy introduced me to everybody, introduced me to everybody. And I was just like trying to, I thought maybe I could play in the Jazz Messengers with that Blakey, you know, Buhana said, man, you got to form your own group. Everybody said, come from Africa, why don't you do like Miriam, you got to form your, you know, and everybody just told me, forget about bebop, you know, but if you can use what you know and bring some of that home stuff into it, you know, we'll learn something from it and you'll stand out. So I had to work that out, but it worked.
Hugh Masekela, thank you very much indeed.
You're very welcome.